Hello guys, I'm back with another video, and I previously gone through some of this, but there was a lot of you that's recently begun playing this game and told me that beginner guides are a bit strange and they're telling you some really bad things, at least what I consider bad. So when you start out the game, you will start like over here, I can't remember, over here somewhere, and you go to Jinzhou. And some of these beginner guides that's been written and so on have told you not to waste any waveplates, but I want to be more specific with that. And you don't want to be capped on waveplates. So, because being capped on waveplates actually wastes Union XP. And by that, I mean, in the beginning when you're starting out, you will only get this one until you get a bit higher. I can't remember when you unlock these other ones, like the Forging, Boss, and Tacit Fields. I can't remember when you unlock those. So, sorry for that in advance. But if you're starting out the first day and you know you're gonna play for a while, you most likely will unlock something like this. Like the Forgery or the Tacit Field. You will unlock something else. But when you start out, you will both be maxed on your reserve and your waveplates here. So what you want to do when you get into town and later on when you get to this guy over here and you can do one of these. Just use some waveplates here. It's fine because it's way worse for you to have full waveplates than getting one of these. And these will use 40 of your waveplates. So do this when you're starting a new account. Make sure you're not capped. And I would recommend going for the resonant potions, because the XP one for weapons you don't really need. I mean, you could possibly go for the credit as well. I don't know which one here is best. What I did when I started out, I went for resonance potion, because sometimes you get lucky and you get a lot of heroes and you need to build them up. So make sure you do that, do one of those, then you're fine. Because later on you will unlock these and it's way better for you to invest in permanent resources like weapon and skill materials. Just make sure that you go into your Resonator and check what resource they need to upgrade. So for example, if I go into my Phoebe, I can see here that she needs the Helix type. So if I had a Phoebe, I would go and farm Helix Forgery Challenge. And if you have someone else, let's take Encore for example. She also needs Helix. Okay. So if you have several heroes that need the same materials, it's even better to go for those ones. And even Verena needs Helix. That's amazing. And here we need a metallic drip for Jiang Yang. So check on the heroes you have, check what they need, make sure you aren't wasting your wave plates, getting them capped, and don't waste them on unnecessary resources. And you also need different types for upgrading or ascending them as well. So checking up your Ascension Materials, what you need for a hero, can also be really good once you start unlocking bosses, because that's when you need to go in and kill them. For example, Encore need Tacit Cores, and they are released drops by Inferno, so you can go in here and find it. And you can just easily go in here. If you don't know where they exist on the map or what the boss is called, you will easily find them in here in this challenge stuff as well. And you can just match the materials with the image you see. So that's a huge part of starting out and making sure you're being optimal. Because when I saw several people that they followed a written guide or a guide and they told them not to use waveplates. Using waveplates is fine. What I wouldn't go around and spending a lot of though is your crystal solvent. If you're out of waveplates and you're really close to upgrading a hero, wait for those waveplates to come in. Unless you're really capped and you're doing something like the guidebook, then sure, you could use crystal to go on. It's not very optimal, because what you really want to do is save these crystal solvents for later on in the game. And by getting later into the game, what I mean by that is upgrading your union level, because that union level is really important for several different reasons. It has to do with your hero caps, how far you can upgrade them. It has to do with your weapon upgrades and how far you can upgrade them, and also your skills. But one major thing that maybe not a lot of newcomers know is that the higher your union level gets as well, so every 10 level usually, you get higher quality in here when you go for 40 challenge and weapon and skill material stuff, but you also get a higher quantity. And the same thing goes for bosses, and when you're looking for Ascension Material, you will get a higher quantity of these, so you will get more of these the later on you get into the game and the higher your union level is. So that's why it's really important to be saving these crystal solvent. I would say at least until union level 50. If you use some here and there to upgrade your heroes, it's sometimes you just need to do it so you can progress more. But having to use up your crystal solvent is more like if you are a really active player and you're playing a lot the first couple of days, maybe you will need some crystal solvents just to upgrade your heroes so you can continue farming and pushing. But not everyone would want to do that for sure, but I'm just telling you guys that wasting crystal solvents in the early game can punish you later on, and you will get more resources by using them later on. It's really important. Also make sure you use up all your Waveplates before you log off for the day, or when you're going away from the game for a longer period of time, so you don't get capped on the Waveplates. And we also have the quick one, I'm just gonna go through here. We also have the echoes, and you're needing to farm echoes. And I already have a video on that. I will link it in the top right. I will link it in the description down below as well, so you guys can just go to that video as well. It will go more into depth on how you farm echoes and everything about them. But I just quickly want to mention as well that you don't want to go too crazy on upgrading here. So for example, if I were to upgrade this one, I don't want to waste too much of my resources. So what I would do is upgrade it once. And they're like, okay, attack, that's pretty good. Upgrade it again. And see what I get. HP, maybe not the best. So what I could do now is go for another echo. Because when you use these, you're actually wasting a bit of XP once you use them as food or discard them. And this is a really important thing that I didn't know early on, that you can actually click this one up here, or you can click Z, and they will be marked for being discarded. So instead of when I try to upgrade another hero and put it in like this, because that would be wasting XP, because let me just show a better example of this. So I have this locked right now, but I will unlock it just to show you. So now it will bring me up to 22, and once you're down here, it requires so much more XP to upgrade an echo that you will be wasting XP as well. Because you always lose some XP when you recycle them. See, I'm losing 3 levels worth of XP here. So it's a lot. And also, if I were to upgrade now, and then I was tuning this echo, and the first 2 are really bad stats, I would have to replace this anyway, so I'm wasting even more XP. So have that in mind, guys. It's really important that you don't waste your Echo XP, because it might look like you have a lot until you get a hero you need to build. And this is the reason you see here, I only have this as 20 right now, because I got some decent stats and then I stay there just because I didn't want to risk wasting Echo XP in case I don't get a good stats down here. So make sure you get good stats up here before you continue any further. And it's one of those things, let's see here, if you get like crit damage here, then you get the bad stats, it's still worth continuing to plus 20 perhaps, because that means you have 2 more chances to get crit rate, if that's what you need for that hero. And make sure you go and check out what a hero needs, because rerolling stats in general can be really hard. And knowing exactly what every specific hero needs can be hard to keep track on in the beginning as well. And learning these routines is really gonna help you out with your echo management, but also your echo XP management. So your resource management overall. And setting good habits in the beginning is really important in a game that is all about resource management. And a lot of you might not think that this game is a lot about resource management, but if you're free to play, it 100% is about resource management. Like having these for when you really need to upgrade a hero can be really good. And also saving stuff like Azerite for hero pools is also really good. Saving XPs is also really important, and also the tuners, because the tuners are used for your echoes, and that's how you roll the substats on your echoes. So you don't want to go around and spending too much tuners as well, even though you get some back every time you recycle one of your echoes. It's still not worth it just wasting them and gambling them too much, because eventually you will run out and you will have a really hard time getting more. At least as free to play, you basically have to wait for another event or something like that before you could do this. So before I forget, when you have chosen echoes to discard, what you do is go into backpack, go into bin down here. You can select here and go in the filters down here. Select discarded, confirm, then you can select all. But I'm just gonna do this as an example. So I'm removing this, and as you can see, I've tuned 2 stats on this guy. So that means I use 20 and I only get 6 tuners back, and also some XP. But that's why it's really important to not waste your tuners. And also, don't waste your modifiers. You might question what modifiers is now. And if you're starting right now, you won't have modifiers unlocked until you reach databank level 20. If you want to know more about the databank, go into my echo video. But here, you can reroll the main stats. So here, on an echo, to whatever you want in here or whatever you need. But depending on the echo, you don't want to use modifiers on that echo. I think I missed this in my echo video, but I just want to make that point now. It's really important to not waste these, because there is some echoes that are just really hard to farm in general, like this Capitaneus, for example. He's really hard to farm and get good stats on. So having modifiers so I can change it to something better here is way more important than, for example, using it on a dancer, for example. You can see how many dancers I have compared to Capitaneus. And also, you don't want to use them on 4 stars or 1 stars for that matter. Let's go all the way down here, because it's way easier to get 1 stars and 4 stars, especially now that they have changed how bosses work and they instantly respawn. You will have an easier time farming those 4 stars. So please save your modifiers until you go for echoes that are really hard to get, and that has a Sonata effect that your hero needs. It's gonna save you so much time when you get someone like Phoebe, because Phoebe needs a Capitaneus, for example, as her main echo. And me having saved my modifiers helped me a lot, and I managed to get a really amazing echo due to me saving my modifiers. It made it so much easier. I didn't have to spend weeks upon weeks just farming for one, and I was really lucky as well. But that's a really important resource to keep track of. We also have some of the Resonator XP as well. So try to be really patient and don't upgrade all of your resonators at once, and only build the ones you really enjoy or the ones that are really good for your account. If you're playing a bit more casually, you can upgrade resonators which you think are good or fun to play. That's what I've been doing on my main account, and it worked out great. I had a fun time, but try not to go in and level them all up. It's a waste of resource, and once you finally get resonator that you really enjoy, it's gonna be hard to upgrade them because you ran out of resonator XP. And the last thing I want to cover here is as well weapons. Same thing goes with weapons. Make sure you have a good weapon on your resonator before you go and spend resources. Because let's see, for example, this rectifier cost helix to upgrade as well. And as you remember, my account had 3 resonators that needed helix to upgrade them as well. So spending resources on weapons here can be a bad thing if you're also using them on a bad weapon that you won't be using later on. So have that in mind, to not try and upgrade too much all over the place when it comes to weapons, because you use the same material to upgrade your resonators skills. I think that's it for this video though, but remember to not waste those echo materials too soon as well. You will upgrade your echoes real quickly, and early on you won't be getting those 5-star echoes, so make sure you don't waste that material. It's really hard to get. It seems like you have an abundance until you really start re-rolling your echoes. But as always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.